Welcome to the Keiser Report. I'm Max Keiser. You know, Karl Marx once said, "The last banker we hang shall be the one who sold us the roller coaster." You see, I've just learned there's a roller coaster designed to kill passengers. So naturally, I thought, that sounds a whole lot like Wall Street. Up, down, dead. The amusement park version of this roller coaster designed to kill passengers is called the Euthanasia Coaster. It reaches a height of 1,600 feet, followed by a steep plummet, and then 7 consecutive loops in which its suicidal passenger spins upside down while traveling at a speed of 223 miles per hour. The gravitational force is 10 Gs, enough to kill a person by draining the brain of all blood and oxygen. Cerebral hypoxia. Yes, the financial casino gulag version of the ride is called the Flash Crash and Rig Markets Ride. Wahoo! On this Wall Street flash crash, every ounce of wealth is drained from your pocket as the gravitational pull of multiple fake trades traveling faster than the speed of light pilfer enough G's to kill your entire portfolio. Death by financial hypoxia. Stacy.
That's right, Max. We did discover this week, and this is a story that has come out in the last year, there's suicide by roller coaster. Of course, it's a European who's invented this aesthetic death machine, he calls it. His name is Julie Jonas Urbanus.
Julie Jonas Urbanus.
He says it's an elegant and euphoric death. The science behind it is pretty simple. Spin fast enough and hard enough and your brain won't get enough oxygen to keep functioning. The vertical rolls of the coaster would essentially create enough centrifugal force on the body that the blood rushes down into the body instead of up to the brain. The condition is known as cerebral hypoxia, as you say.
Right, so I see the connection to financial hypoxia. The way that Wall Street uses high-frequency trading and algorithmic trading to spin the global economy, to spin customers around at these incredible speeds, forcing all their net worth to the extremities and killing the center, that being the global economy. So this is a fantastic way to commit financial suicide.
Well, this designer of this says, like, if the fall doesn't kill you, then you'll be dead usually by the first 2 of the 7 spins. But there's 5 more just in case. And with the broker, you have the high frequency trading that front runs everybody, but then you have the broker who churns their client. And certainly by the end, by the 7th time they churn your wealth, it'll be all gone, it'll be dead.
Well, I would say that most of the global G20 economies are dead right now. They are called officially zombie economies. Japan is a zombie economy. Britain is a zombie economy. It's already dead, but they're keeping it alive by spinning the bond market with quantitative easing and other cotton candy style derivatives to keep this illusion going. But it's already dead. The death has already, the rigor mortis has set in.
Because they took the financial euthanasia ride. And look, this is his image, his mock-up of what the ride would look like. As you see, it doesn't look particularly fun. He thinks it's like more fun. It's a fun way to go. It looks like terror to me, and that's exactly what most people look when they see the financial markets. They say, this doesn't look fun. It doesn't look like even a fun casino. You get no free drinks even. It's just they churn you to death, and that's it. But he says eventually this experience of taking the ride, accompanied with disorientation, anxiety, confusion, and euphoria, is crowned with Glock. G-force-induced loss of consciousness, during which the body is completely limp and vivid, bizarre dreams occur, such as being in a maze and unable to get out, or floating in a white space, not knowing who you are, why you are here.
Well, in this country, in Britain, the population suffers from Glock, don't they? I mean, here you have the head of RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland, or the head of Barclays Bank. They're continuing to perpetuate fraud. They're continuing to spin the money at 10 Gs. They're continuing to steal. They're continuing to defraud massively. And the population has already been killed off, you know, through austerity that pay for the fraud, the Glock.
This Julie Jonas Urbanus is also emblematic of what we see across the Eurozone for solving a crisis. Here, this is a euthanasia machine to sell to places like Switzerland and Luxembourg and Netherlands. But instead of just using a simple Glock, he has to come up with an elaborate fakakta thing which nobody could describe and seems actually more terrifying than just using a Glock. He comes up with an invention that is sheer terror, and that looks like the solution to the economic crisis across Europe.
Well, it's banker-assisted suicide. So this is different than police-assisted suicide, where people run out into a hail of bullets, hoping to get killed because they have lost all hope. Here, it's banker-assisted suicide. So you let your bankers perform the Glock roller coaster of financial hypoxia death machine, and with the hope that you won't survive, because you'd rather not live in a world where Barclays Bank runs your government like so many puppets on a string.
Now again, go back to this euthanasia roller coaster. You see the image here. Now juxtapose it to the flash crash of May 6th, 2010. It looks like the same sort of death machine euthanasia. One's financial euthanasia, one's physical euthanasia. Markets in search of a fast buck. After disrupting the equity markets, high-speed trading is moving rapidly into bonds, currencies, and derivatives. Electronic trading has grown steadily over the past 25 years, but high-frequency trading has boomed since the turn of the century as technology costs and communication networks improve. It has also been associated with hair-raising glitches, most notably the unexplained flash crash of 2010 that some believe has hurt confidence and driven small investors from the U.S. equity market.
Yeah, it's killing people off, and it's making wild profits for the banks that are engaged in this. So they're taking high-frequency trading, which adds nothing to the economy. It just steals money, it pilfers from the economy. It's a financial death machine. And they're going to roll it out for bonds, they're going to roll it out for financial products, for currency products, because they just can't get enough of this death cult that is the City of London, that is Barclays, that is RBS, Lloyd's. It's just a cult of death. It's like Jim Jones. Remember him in the Kool-Aid? That's what this is all about. It's a death cult.
But again, you know how we had the euthanasia coaster, and the designer says there's 7 loops. Most will be dead by the second loop, but they have the 5 there just for security to make sure the person's dead by the end. This is the same thing. Here they're saying that small investors have left the equity markets as if they did it willingly. They were killed, okay, by being churned and then high-frequency flash crashed. Now, because there's nobody in the equity markets to pilfer from, the high-frequency trading profits have gone from $4 billion in 2009 down to $1 billion last year. So they're now looking for the next victims, and now they want to go high-frequency trading bonds, currencies, as if the currency markets aren't already killing enough people globally.
Yeah, there's already $5 trillion a day in Forex trades in the currency market, so they want to speed that up. They want to do 15, 20, $50 trillion in currency transactions a day. Of course, this is key to manipulating price levels of the fiat currencies around the world to hide the fact that you've got a smelly, stinking corpse called the UK economy, where the pound is crashing, where the bond market's about to crash, where Mark Carney, the hockey puck to the head, brain-damaged new central banker from Canada, is going to fly in to print money like it's coming out of a death machine, death roller coaster.
Now, the article also points out from the Financial Times that large swings in prices, another critical condition for high-frequency traders to prosper, have also lessened. So they've already killed all the clients. All the people who went on the financial roller coaster are dead. A lot of the small investors, a lot of the middle-class investors, there's only a few giant traders, whales, killing each other or attempting to scalp each other, slaughter each other. And now they're saying that they need the large swings in prices, and this is one of the things that this is the disaster capitalism, the disaster financialism that we've talked about, is they thrive on chaotic conditions. They need them in order to make a profit.
The volatility has been sucked out of the system. You see this with the volatility index, the VIX index, which is trading near all-time lows because it's tracking the vibrancy of a market composed entirely of cadavers. So you've got people, dead people, who are trading through artificial life simulation machines on death roller coasters and euthanasia projects, attempting to create an economy to replace something that was viable at some point before the machines run by kleptocratic larcenists in the City of London and Wall Street moved in and destroyed the globe.
And of course, markets are hitting all-time highs again. And of course, the financial media and the mainstream media, even the BBC and Channel 4 News, are all trying to tell you to come back into the markets because, look, they're hitting all-time highs. But again, this
Well, let me
article
make a
here.
point there. A quick point. If I took that to the tallest building in the world in the Middle East there, the Burj Tower, and I took a corpse up to the top floor, I would say this is the highest corpse in the world. It doesn't change the fact that it's a corpse. I mean, this rally of the stock market is based entirely on spinning dead corpses around a money hypothecator.
Well,
the hypothecator is something I just invented.
The very fact that this article then goes on to quote, many firms say that a multi-year collapse in equity trading levels, which have declined as investors pulled funds out of the stock market after the financial crisis, is squeezing opportunities for rapid fire trades. So there's no genuine, real liquidity, there's no real activity in there because it is a spinning, churning machine that has wiped out and killed every single one of the passengers on this financial roller coaster.
Yeah.
But now they've killed everybody, so they have to loop it back to the beginning, and it's just corpses going around this eternal financial euthanasia machine.
Right, and but they get a profit on the speed at which they can spin the corpses around the financial euthanasia machine. And those profits are turned into bonuses, and the bonuses are paid for mausoleums where these profiteering war criminals at Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and Barclays Bank can bury themselves after they've murdered the entire global population. So all they're doing is they're gaming the system to build better mausoleums for themselves and their families as dead corpse, vampire, crooks, monuments to their thievery, their larceny, their transgressions, their law breaking, their fraud.
So Karl Marx is right. The bankers have sold us the roller coaster that will kill them, which is the high-frequency trading algorithms.
Right. Well, I mean, Marx had some good things to say. I mean, unfortunately, you can't really compare it to the current system because we're in a post-capitalist system. We're in something other than a capitalist system. It's run by zombies and corpses and vampires who are trading transfusions of blood and volatility with each other to make it seem as though they have a pulse when they're actually just mummies and zombies and corpses and cadavers.
Well, he did predict the ultimate end would be hyper-financialization. Hyper-financialization is the equivalent of those 7 spins. It's churning, churning, churning for churning's sake, just creating contracts and derivatives and contracts and derivatives and contracts and derivatives and spinning, spinning, spinning,
well, I mean,
spinning. Eventually, it'll all be dead.
Don't kid yourself. I mean, because right now at Goldman Sachs, they're thinking, well, the person's dead on the second spin. We've got spins number 3 through 7 to consider. We can collateralize those spins. We can monetize those spins. We can sell forward the value of the corpse as they're spinning through the death spins and sell that forward to other clients who are hedging against the fact that they might be dead or alive or partially dead or alive at any given moment in time, and then sell that to a bank as a hedge against their position owning some kind of collateralized debt obligation based on another corpse or dead people that they murdered with outdated mortgages and basic kleptocracy, and they're going to make another fee on this. So they always make money. All right, Stacey Herbert, thanks so much for being on the Keiser Report.
Thank you, Max.
All righty, stay tuned for the second half. I'll be speaking to economist Konstantin Gurdgiev. Welcome back to the Keiser Report. I'm Max Keiser. Time now to turn to economist Konstantin Gurdgiev. Our guest was, in fact, meant to be Sean Quinn, formerly the richest man in Ireland, now bankrupt like the nation itself. But like the nation, Quinn seems to have been hijacked by evil leprechauns. They were last spotted running naked across a field of 4-leaf clovers, trading contracts for difference on pots of tungsten gold. Konstantin, welcome to the Keiser Report.
Thank you, Max. Delighted to be with you guys.
All right, Konstantin, tell us about IBRC, the bank formerly known as Anglo-Irish, which is now having its debts magically converted to sovereign debt.
Oh, IBRC is at the core, if you want, of the collapse of the Irish economy and the both political implications of that, banking implications of that, and economic implications of that. Going back, IBRC started as the bank which absorbed, as a bad bank, which absorbed together the assets and liabilities of 2 most insolvent institutions in Ireland. The Anglo-Irish Bank, which was the 3rd largest bank at the time of when the crisis struck, and also Irish Nationwide Building Society, which was a smaller size bank, which also had the same problems as IBRC, as Anglo-Irish. The problems of careless loans being issued during the peak of the boom in large volumes and large quantities, poor risk assessment, monoline lending in a sense that it was all lent into the property development.